morning, afternoon. I don't even know what it is.
Like we're in a haze. It's the afternoon, my love.
I am sick. I got home and I was on the road, and Delilah had gotten a stomach bug, and Garrett had gotten a stomach bug, and then I got home. I saw you Monday, and you were doing okay. And then all of a sudden,
I gave you a kiss, and then about an hour or two later, I tanked.
Oh, and you were curled up in a little ball and throwing up and got the shits. And
no, I did not. I was just throwing up.
Oh, well.
People do not need that visual.
But I last night got it. I got the bug last night, and
I feel so bad because we were even like
trying to separated
ourselves, but I was out cold, and you had to come in clutch with Delilah because I was like not rolled out of that bed. I think you caught it from her. I think she was still contagious, and you caught it from her.
Well, I was really excited because finally my voice is back. I was feeling better. Yeah. You know, I worked in the yard. I had been, we're getting ready to gear up for our Easter party, and this yard looks better than it's ever looked.
You're just so proud of your tractor.
Let's be honest. We're kicking butt, really cleaning it up, and I was really excited to be back in the yard and working and feeling 100% healthy, and then all of a sudden last night, man, like at 1:00, I'm just like, oh God, I think I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm gonna poop myself. And just the bubble guts.
I shouldn't laugh because I just went through it and I know how miserable it is.
I always laugh with you because, when you don't get something, zero sympathy.
Oh, that's not true.
And then when you actually get something, you were like, oh my God, poor Delilah. I really feel for her now that I have it. I'm like, oh, now that you have it.
Yeah, once I realized like how awful and terrible it was, I just thought her poor little body having to go through that must have been so awful. But
at noon today, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm feeling a little better, and
goodness, I feel so bad.
Yours lasted what, 2 days?
A little less, like a day and a half. But I feel bad because I text Rick and I was like, I can't podcast. I don't know how I'm going to pull myself out of this bed to podcast. And then, so we pushed it off a little. And now you have it and you're having to suck it up and sit at the table and podcast.
Well, I wanted to do it last night. And had we done it last night, I would be sleeping right now. But I also feel bad because, we missed a week 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to let people down. And
we so appreciate being able to do this and them tuning in every week. And
so I wanted to make sure that I sucked it up and got in here and we did it. I'm freezing. That's why I have this.
That's why you're wearing sleeves?
I'm like, I feel achy and just tired, and my stomach still hurts. And, it's just, man, I feel like crap. And I'm hoping yours lasted 2 days.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I seem to be recovering a little faster than you.
Yeah.
But why don't you thank our sponsors for us?
Yes. Thank you to our sponsors that allow us to sit at this table every week and do this. Aztec Chevy. The guys over there at Aztec Chevy are amazing. And we are so happy to have you as a sponsor. And we have more sponsors. It's very exciting. Picked Cherries also. So if you guys have not downloaded the app yet, please go download Picked Cherries. Clip your favorite segments of the podcast out and share them with your friends.
There's another one.
Old Salt Coffee. Old Salt Coffee. You do this every week, so I don't know. I'm not used to it, but Old Salt Coffee as well. Do we still have Trevino 10 for the discount code?
It's not a discount code. They can put in Trevino 10, and they will. Every bag of coffee that somebody buys,
$1 goes to our veterans.
Our veterans. So we're very excited about that. But overall, the Carolinas for me were first of all.
You and I haven't even had a chance to talk about this past weekend because I was laid up once you got home, and then you've been laid up. So we've been like two sickos in the night.
Yep. Which, by the way, I think that is why you call something a family. Like,
what do you mean?
We now know what it is to be a family.
Because we just infect each other with our germs.
Yeah, we just get sick as a family. I'm just so tired of being sick, and I know I was going to talk about this past weekend, but I think coronavirus is still affecting me, and I still think that year, 2 years of them shutting us down and making us not do anything, mentally gave me.
Unless you're going to say we all have weakened immune systems.
Well, that too, but I think it gave me a little PTSD, and now when I get sick or I miss something, I go, man, like oh crap, I'm missing something. Or,
FOMO, major FOMO.
Yeah, and it just sucks, man. And I have been sick for 3 weeks with that stupid congestion. The family has literally been sick for a month.
Has it really been that long?
It's been a month.
I mean, this was the first time I was like down.
Before Brea.
Oh, yeah.
So we have been sick before Brea as a family.
Yeah.
And here we are, how many weeks later? Let me see.
We're just like mutating germs and passing them around.
Yeah. We literally have been sick for a month.
Oh.
And it is like, oh my gosh, man, when is it going to end? Because, again, feeling the effects of coronavirus and trying to get back into the groove. And
we're exercising and being healthy too. You and I. It's Garrett and those kindergarten germs.
Yeah, no. And this, what I have and what you had yesterday, it seems like everybody was getting it.
Yeah. A lot of people had it over spring break.
But I will say that the Carolinas I was in Greenville, South Carolina.
Uh-huh.
What a beautiful, cool little town.
It's a little town?
It's just this town, and the comedy club was downtown, and there was all these shops, and the city had done such a great job of every Friday they have live music out there. They block the street off. They do live music.
Wow.
So, and it felt very safe and very clean, and we did great Saturday night.
Yeah.
We did okay Friday. We did okay Sunday, but super nice people. And then it was amazing because I would walk on stage and go, who here has seen me live? And it was like 90% of the audience had not.
Because you've never been there before.
I've never been there before. So it was really cool to perform in front of people that I've never performed in front of.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Saturday we went out and we saw this lake, which I'm going to screw it up again. Every time on stage I would screw it up and the whole audience would yell at me. Kiwi or Kui or something.
There's a lake in this town?
Yes, and it's right by the Clemson campus.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful lake.
Yeah.
Just beautiful, beautiful lake. And Dwayne's, Lisa Bucco's stepdad, had a real nice boat. And we went out there and took a boat ride and fished. And it was really nice.
See, I didn't even know you did that. I didn't have a chance to talk to you because I had sick kids on the weekend while you were gone, and then I was down. I'm glad you got a little bit of sunshine.
Well, I was hoping to get sunshine out there and help with the garden, but oh man, I'm just feeling so bad right now.
Hi, baby.
No, you know what? I think people are starting to look for that small town feel, and I think that that's what makes where we live, New Braunfels, so attractive. And dude, this little town, it was a big enough town, but really, it felt really community. It felt really homey.
Like New Braunfels?
Like New Braunfels. Yeah. They had enough things. They had enough things that you felt like, well, I don't have to leave.
Well, and
right?
you usually associate comedy clubs too with like bigger cities, right? So that there's a population there to buy tickets.
Well, and I think that people are starting to figure out that, and it's funny because city people now have their urban gardens and their chickens, and and I think people are starting to, and which makes me mad because, you get the outside of our country that for a very long time, would shit on the middle of the country.
Yeah.
The flyover states, right? They would go, oh my God, those people, we're so woke and we're so this and we're so that. Well, now they all want to move to the middle of the country.
Well, I think COVID made us want a little more space, right? We're all going stir crazy.
Oh, no, absolutely. I think COVID definitely made us realize that. Well, and I also think we live in a world where you don't have to go into the office, right? You don't have to go into the office. You can work from home. And where do you choose to raise your kids? And that was always what was important to me.
Right.
Right, is to make sure that I was raising my children around a community.
Yeah.
And it's cool that we have now. I'm really happy that now we're starting to really find that the longer we've been here in New Braunfels and our neighborhood, and we have neighbors that are willing to help us out, and we're willing to help them out.
I'm bummed I missed it. It sounds like it was a cool little place.
It was a great little place, and it would have been one of those places that you really would have enjoyed had you come.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to spend $800 on a plane ticket these days.
Oh my gosh.
To get you to Greenville. However, the Carolinas, my first big experience there, just really turned out to be a really beautiful situation. And
you want to go back?
Yeah, I'll go back. And the people were so nice. And they talk about, we're getting all the Californians here in Texas. They're getting all the New Yorkers.
Yeah.
All of New York is moving to the Carolinas.
Yeah.
So they can't keep up. They're growing like crazy, and it's a bummer because it changes the things.
Yeah.
Right?
The feel, the vibe. Yeah.
You look very pretty today.
Thank you. I figured I'd actually get dressed and fix my hair and my face.
While I was laying in bed dying.
You make it sound like I didn't bring you Gatorade. I made you soup. I brought you Gatorade.
You did bring me soup.
I'm taking care of you.
You are, baby, and I appreciate you, and I love you for that. And
I'm just glad we didn't get sick at the same time, because that's when it's really brutal. When mom and dad are both sick at the same time, I mean, look, that's rough.
I think mommies have superpowers, and I think that God designed it that way, where mom doesn't get sick until everything's good, I mean, that happened to your mom. Everybody got COVID except for your mom, and she was able to take care of your dad.
I know. When I was sick this last time, I told her, I said, Mom, I just want my mom here.
Well, you were miserable. And again, it always cracks me up when it happens to you. You're like, this is horrible. Somebody feels sorry for me. And it's like, we as a family would like you to feel sorry for us. Instead of suck it up, Buttercup.
I do not say suck it up, Buttercup. I take care of everyone. Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. I'm just bummed because I really wanted to get up here and deliver a good podcast, and I feel like we're not. And I'm bummed out about it. But we're gonna put it out there, and I just feel you just feel crummy, and you forget. How it feels to be sick.
Yeah. That's what it was for me, is that like when you're laid out like that, you're like, holy hell, this can happen to my body, especially when I feel like I'm really healthy and I exercise and I, take my vitamins and drink my green juice and all of that. And then also like as a woman, right, I had to remind myself, I was like, when I was getting down, because I was like, why can't my body like get over this? Why can't I get well quicker and get back on my feet? I had to remind myself, like as a woman, my body also made a baby. So it is pretty amazing what the human body can do. Be kind and forgiving and gentle.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm hoping that I can go back and lay down and recover.
But at one point,
because I got to go to Cincinnati this weekend.
I know at one point you were like, should I just get in bed with you and like catch it now and get over it?
I knew I was going to get it. And I go, man, I don't want to get it. I don't want to get it when I land in Cincinnati and I have to do shows.
Yeah.
Because I will do the shows and I will do what I have to do to get through the shows.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that this thing only lasts 2 days like it did for you.
Yeah.
I can go to bed early tonight. You got to take Garrett to jiu-jitsu class today.
Yes. Yeah.
But hopefully I can shut it down after this podcast, get the rest that I need.
Yeah.
And just.
I think so. It was like a virus. It hit hard and fast, and then just sleep through it.
Yeah. That's the plan. But we did have road manager Kyle. He met a mom who's a super fan, and I hate that I forget her name, and she's a chef, and she made us all these awesome breads, and we all ate them. Baked goods, and we all ate them. So I hate that I don't remember her name, and I feel horrible that I don't. And
her bakery.
Part of it's because I'm foggy right now.
Yeah.
But she had a daughter, and her daughter left her purse behind. So,
That's the worst feeling in the world.
we were all, sitting there and having a drink and laughing it up after the show. And all of a sudden they call the club and say, hey, we're looking for this purse. And, they were happy to come back because they were super fans, and then they see me sitting there having a drink. And of course I go, hey, pull up a chair and sit down. And, but it was kind of surreal for me that she goes, I tell my daughter, watch Steve's podcast and find a man like him. And it is really surprising to me.
Yeah.
It really is surprising that somebody would say that to their daughter. Because, look,
Because when my dad found out I was dating you, he got Bell's palsy.
But I wasn't always a good man. And I think that one of the biggest lessons and one of the things that you were smart enough to do was to see a man that had goals, right?
Yeah.
To see a man that worked hard. You saw that in me, and you saw that I could become a good man.
Yeah.
So I think
ambition is worth a lot.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, and we've talked about it before, these women want the good looks and the height and the abs and they tend to forget.
Well, you had one of those, baby.
What?
You had the good looks, just not the height and the abs.
Oh, thank you. You're just doing that because you know that people on the podcast know that you don't compliment me. So good job. But I think that sometimes, especially young girls, like my joke where I go, you want all these things, but how about looking for grit?
Yeah.
Look for grit in a man.
Yeah.
Look for a man that truly wants to make you happy, And I think that the combination of me and you has now made me a good man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you a good woman.
I was going to say, I was just about to chime in and say that. Yes, I think we have both helped each other grow and become better people. So I think that's what you look for is someone, because I think some people together, they might both be fabulous people individually, but something about their two personalities together can be very toxic. So I think it's more about finding someone who complements you that does make you a better person.
But we've always said that. We've always said that, look, as long as we're growing, whether it's just a little bit, then it's worth sticking out.
Yeah.
And I think that you find relationships, and I was talking to a mutual friend of ours who, I'm not going to say any names, of course, but they're having some serious issues. And part of those serious issues are she refuses to budge.
Yeah.
He's doing all the changing. She's not doing any changing.
Yeah.
And she has this attitude of, well, you know what you married. And I am who I am, yet she expects him to change. And a marriage doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
A marriage works, both have to change. I have to change much more than you do, but...
No, that's not true. I do remember one time we were like, look, we're both becoming better people. At this point, we're sticking it out because I'm not giving someone the better version of you and you're not giving someone else the better version of me.
Yeah, I work too damn hard. I work too damn hard to get the better version of Renae. She's older, but she's a better person in time.
Hey, I'm 2 pounds lighter after that stomach bug.
Oh, I'm about to be 2 pounds. I'm just trying to keep from pooping myself and throwing up right now.
And make for an exciting podcast.
Well, I'm just hoping that I go to bed and I can get better.
Wait, so you didn't finish your story? So they ended up hanging out and she got her purse back and...
Yeah, we ended up hanging out with them and she hung out with Kyle and Kyle and her danced and hung out a little bit and, chatted it up. And for me, it was just the fact that her mom was like, "Ooh, you need a man like Steve." And I'm like, I thought I'd never hear that in my life. But I have come a long way and I have grown and I have changed. And I think that in life, if you're continuing to grow and you're continuing to change, that it is worth living, and I think that sometimes people just sit there and they get into the same routine and they don't learn anything new.
Yeah.
I've been so lucky because of my want to be a good dad so that I could coach jiu-jitsu with Garrett, that now I'm learning jiu-jitsu. And it really is a new skill and it's athletic. And I'm learning every time I do my class.
Yeah.
I'm learning something, challenging my brain, to get better. And I think that sometimes people, the older they get, they go, I can't do that, and I can't do that, and
Yeah.
well, I don't want to start a new hobby, and
Yeah.
or they start a new hobby and they don't stick it out. I remember there was the picture that you had, and I still remind you of it.
Which one?
When we were in Vegas,
Uh-huh.
and they pulled you and two other ladies to this dance floor.
Oh, I think it was wasn't it my 30th birthday or something? I think it was my birthday.
And Renee's supposed to do a shot in front of everybody, and then she puts her hands behind her back and just takes it down her throat and just throws it up there. And we all clapped and cheered. And I remember you coming back and go, I'm never going to be too old to do something,
Yeah.
And I think that's the attitude to have. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Live it up. Have fun.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
I said I'm eliminating those words from my vocabulary.
Remember?
We don't say them. You don't say them either anymore. We've just eliminated them.
Oh, I don't use words like that. I don't use words like can't.
Yeah.
Can't's an ugly word, and I will say that Garrett had an amazing baseball game yesterday.
Oh, I'm bummed I missed it.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. It just came to me.
Huh.
Hold on, give me a second. Talk.
Oh, baby. You want water?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I missed the baseball game yesterday. I had a meeting up at the school, but he had a great game. One of the moms was sweet. She sent me a video.
Such a great, valuable lesson for Garrett. Last game, not this game, last game.
Yeah.
Garrett is an above average baseball player.
Yeah.
Some might say he's the best on the team.
Well, we lied about his age in the beginning.
I
had a typo on the.
I work with him a
his
lot.
birth.
I work with him a lot, but Garrett is an above average baseball player. And last game, it's coach pitch, so if you hit the ball past the infield, you get to keep running until the ball gets back into the infield. Garrett played first base, made several outs.
Yeah.
Garrett.
I think and at this age, that's a big deal because the kids, it's very much a skill to get the ball all the way to first base, period. And then for that kid to be able to catch it
Garrett's all over
it's thrown, it's pretty impressive.
But he got several outs. And then he hit a home run where he hit it to the outfield and was able to run all the way in because the kids couldn't get the ball back in.
Uh-huh.
Then his second at bat, because I only played 2 innings, bases are loaded. And I told Garrett, I walk up to him and I go, hey, man, if you hit this in the outfield, it could be a grand slam, right? And he freaking ripped it into the outfield.
Yeah.
And it was a grand slam.
Uh-huh.
And Garrett had a really great moment, when he got to the dugout and all the kids were jumping and hugging on him.
Aww.
And it was a really great moment. However, Garrett did not win the game ball that day.
So you got to explain every week.
I'm going to get in there.
Okay.
Every week we give a little plaque, which we call a game ball, that you are the player of the game. And Garrett did not win it.
Yeah.
And the kid that won it is a kid with heart, is a kid that tries so hard, is a kid that when we started the season could not hit the ball.
I was going to say he's the MIP, the most improved player.
Oh, 1,000%. And he's very polite, and he's a good-looking kid, and he wants to play.
He's a team player.
He's a team player. He never complains. I mean, the kid is just a good kid.
Yeah.
Well, he ends up getting it because he hit the ball twice and then had a major collision.
Oh my gosh, both times he collided, didn't he?
At home base. And I mean, we were worried
The first time it took his breath away. The parents in the stands, we could see him when the two players hit. The kid was like, ugh.
It was intense.
Yeah.
Right? It was a moment. I mean,
and you could see the little look on his face.
And we knew that he was safe, so everybody went nuts. And, so the second time he does it again, they hit each other at home base. He's safe again. Travis picks him up. And we just have this.
You're okay, buddy.
Yeah, we just had the kid had the best game that he's had.
Yeah.
And Travis comes up to me and he says, I'm going to give it to him, the game ball. And I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, like I told Travis, you are the head coach. I am the assistant coach. You make the decisions. I am here to back you up 100%.
Yeah.
I trust you as a man. I trust you as a
He's just got so much heart too as a coach.
And
He's a
that's what
great
I mean.
baseball
I
coach.
trust him as a moral man.
Yeah.
I trust him as a fair man. So he's the head coach, and I have told him, I have your back.
Yeah.
I go, if I feel strongly about something, I will pull you aside and talk to you. But other than that, whatever decision you make, I'm on board, you know. So he comes up to me and he says, hey, I think, you know, this kid should win it.
Yeah.
I said, sure, you know. Well, we make the announcement, and then Garrett just looks at me like, why not me?
Oh, yeah. He was so bummed.
How come? And he came up to me and he said, Dad, why didn't I win
Well, and
the game ball?
And Garrett, too, I think he's used to getting it early in the season. And we're sort of getting towards the end of the season now. And he's watched several of his teammates get it. And I'm sure that's been hard for him, too.
But it made me really happy that happened to Garrett.
Yeah.
It made me, you know, it made me go, good. Garrett has a great game every game.
Yes.
Garrett hits the ball every game. Garrett makes outs every game.
Yeah.
You know. So I had to explain to Garrett, and I said, hey, man, you know, if we only gave the game ball to the best players on the team, well, then we wouldn't encourage other people on their best day. That was their best day.
Yeah.
You know, and Garrett was just really...
That's a hard lesson to understand.
But I love it, and it was a good lesson, and I'm glad that he learned it, and he goes, well, Dad, I hit a grand slam. What do I got to do to get the thing? And I go, just keep playing ball. I also explained to Garrett that a medal does not matter.
Right.
It matters what you know in your heart.
Yeah.
Do you know that you play hard every time? Do you know that you work hard, that you don't quit? Do you know that you're a good baseball player? That's what matters.
Yeah.
And we have to start teaching these kids those lessons to go, no, it doesn't matter if you got a trophy or not. It doesn't matter if you got the game ball. What matters is, do you know you're good?
Yeah.
You know, does your dad know you're good? I know you're good, Garrett. I know you're a good baseball player.
Yeah.
I know that you hit a grand slam.
That sense of self-worth, regardless of a trophy or award, is important.
Is being able to stand up on your own 2 feet. And not only that, move to a whole nother level of, hey, I'm glad you gave me this trophy, but actually today I think so-and-so deserves it. Right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't expect that to happen at 6, but, you know, there's times in my life where I let people beat me because beating me means a lot to them.
Yeah.
You know, there's
but
times.
But not at cornhole.
It depends who I'm playing. It really depends who I'm playing. If I'm
Steve gets very, very competitive with cornhole.
Look, any man games, I'm amazing.
Cornhole, horseshoes.
Am I amazing or not? Be honest. Darts, pool.
You are pretty stellar at cornhole and
anything men do for fun. I'm good at it. I'm good at it because I'm an athlete. But I was really excited that Garrett was able to learn that lesson, and then, you know, this game, you know, he had just a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
Do you need to take that?
I do, but only because I've been trying to get a hold of them. Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to answer that right now, but
we'll call them back. We got 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm sick.
Yeah.
But you know, this next game, Travis comes up to me and he says, I'm going to give it to Garrett. And I said, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You know, and Travis goes, dude, are you kidding me, Steve? And I go, you don't have to give it to him. You know, doesn't bother me a bit.
Yeah.
Right? I know Garrett had a good game.
Yeah.
And I don't care if Garrett thinks that he deserves it or not. I want Garrett to learn that he doesn't need a trophy.
You have to know, he was so excited about it because last night he made sure to put it in his backpack because you know how the kids get to go on the morning announcements if they win an award and talk about it. So I'm curious to see him after school today. I hope he got to do the morning announcements. So I was really looking forward to that.
But what was really cool is that we got in the truck, we're driving home, and I said, how did it feel to win the deal? And he goes, Dad, I'm really proud. I'm glad I got it. And I go, me too.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you too, and I'm really glad that you got it. I go, but how would it feel if you won it every game? And he goes, well, that's not right. Other kids deserve to win it too.
Yeah.
So I think the combination of here's a hard lesson, And then,
Yeah, the timing of it was good.
the timing of it was
Yeah.
good. And, Travis is like, come on, dude, tell him you're proud of him. You better tell him you're proud of him. He's like, Steve, you're so damn hard. He said, you're so damn hard on that kid.
Don't be your dad, yeah.
No, and I'm not my dad. And again, I do not reward my son for doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I explained to Garrett, I said, how does it feel when you hit the ball in the outfield?
Yeah.
And he goes, it feels great. I go, how does it feel when you get an out at first or when you get a ground ball and you get an out? How does it feel? He goes, it feels great. And I said, that's why we practice.
Yeah.
We get trophies every game.
Yeah. As you're saying this, all I'm thinking in my head is like, but Steve, every child is different because Delilah's going to be a whole different ball game.
Oh, Delilah's already a mess.
Oh my God, did I tell you what happened today in Walmart? I had to return these huge ass glass jars that I bought with lids, right? Because the kids are going to break them. They're never going to last in this house. And I show up and I can't return them. And the woman's like, you ordered them through the app online. You're going to have to call online customer service. And I'd put the Delilah in the cart. I have the 2 giant things in the cart. I've hauled them all the way to the store. I was like, I'm going to solve this problem now. So I'm shopping around with Delilah in the cart on the phone with customer service. And Delilah's losing her mind because I'm not paying attention to her, screaming her head off. Another woman in the store is just laughing at me. Like it was awful. And all I kept thinking about is like, this child is so different than Garrett. She is her own little independent person.
Different, but also the same. She's very intelligent and she's very smart and she knows exactly what you're telling her. But she's a little you, and that scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, I just think she's gonna play by a different set of rules. I think even as I hear you like say the things that we do with Garrett, I'm like, yeah, in theory that would be great, but I don't know if that's gonna fly with Delilah.
Oh, no, look, I don't disagree, and I remember my dad telling me that. Grandpa Joe, he said, "Look, y'all are different. All my kids are different.
Yeah.
All my kids need different ways of discipline. They all need different ways of talking to.
Yeah.
They're all different. And I think that we're seeing that with Delilah. But it was a good lesson, and again, I am hard on Garrett.
Yeah.
And pressure diamonds come from pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wonder if that same theory is going to apply to Delilah, is what I'm saying.
I hope it does.
Yeah.
And I think Garrett is his own person, and Garrett understands, and I can talk to Garrett, and again, look, when I say diamonds come from pressure, one of the things I do with Garrett is I put it on him.
Yeah.
I tell him, hey, do you want to be great? And he's like, yes, I want to be great. And I say, okay, that means we have to practice every day. And then sometimes he goes, oh, I don't want to practice today. And I go, okay. I go, but remember, I'm going to have to make you. Well, why do you have to make me? I go, because you told me that you want to be great. And he goes, oh, I do want to be great.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I do want to play, Dad. So it's on him.
Yeah.
And I've told him a million times, you don't have to be great. It's baseball. You don't have to, if you want to just be good, show up. That's okay too. And he's like, no, I want to be great. So everything that happens, and the fact that he didn't get the game ball when he hit a grand slam was perfect.
Yeah.
It was all perfect, and again, we have such a great group of kids out there, and it has been a true blessing to be a part of these kids' lives.
Fun to coach them.
I did not know how fun and rewarding that it was going to be to see these kids grow and become good baseball players. And
it's something, I feel like it's something about this age, like something about baseball at this age that's a lot of fun. Even for us moms to watch the boys together, is really enjoygo It's a lot of fun now.
It's pretty awesome, and I see these guys on TikTok, and they go viral, and then all of a sudden, one of their TikToks, they're holding thousands of dollars to the camera, like, look how successful I am, And I just think, man, I hope people see my Instagram and my Facebook, and they see me, my son, my wife, my baby, and go, wow, that's value.
Yeah.
That's real. Who cares about the money? I am so rich because I get to coach Little League.
Yeah.
And I get to be your husband, and I get to be Delilah's daddy, you know. But
Love you.
forgive me, guys. I'm not gonna make it much more.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna get out of here. What else you have for us? Anything?
That's it. You need to get to bed. But
I-
we
I-
appreciate everyone tuning in every week.
I did get a challenge coin. I had it in here.
You didn't even make a comment about my Easter decorations. That's how I know you don't feel well, is you didn't talk crap about my decorations.
I didn't shit on your dress.
Oh, baby, we got to get you back to bed.
Forgive me, guys. I'm not feeling well. So I'm going to go lay down. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please go to Pick Cherries and pick a cherry out of this episode and send it to us. If you do that, might send you a little something special. Thanks, guys.